truly. So I believe the poverty level is pushing 25% now. Is that correct?
The last I heard, I think we're closer to 26.
26. Okay.
It's going the wrong way.
Yeah. I think the city manager, Greg Burris, said the goal for Springfield is to reduce the poverty level 5% by 2025.
Yeah.
That's, it seems like a small number for so far away.
Mm-hmm.
So that just kind of shows exactly how hard it is to turn the ship around for people.
Right. And how big, like we think, okay, a 5% increase, no big deal. Right. But when we're talking 25 to 26% of Springfield being in poverty, I mean, that's a large chunk. That's larger than most major cities in the United States. So our poverty rate is increasingly high and our unemployment rate is really low. So that is a disconnect. Most people's immediate response to poverty is, we'll go get a job. Well, what we find with the difference in those marks right there is that people are working, but they're not working a job that can get them out of poverty. And so that creates a whole nother level to interrupting a poverty cycle, because people are working. So now we've got to work around your schedule to then get you job skills, or to get you education and the opportunity to use your education that would get you a higher paying job. And in Springfield, finding a job at $12 an hour is tough. Like, you look at even a lot of our nonprofits and they're not paying $12 an hour. So like you've got to be really strategic in how you get a job. And for our families in poverty, we're like, hey, I'm working. What more do you want? Like, I'm trying. And so that 5% mark is going to be a lot harder to move than what at first glance we're like 5%, that should be easy. But when you get into it, that 5% is very difficult.
Yeah, it does. It does appear that way. Wow. So the coming administration, I have some friends who are involved in nonprofits.
Mm-hmm.
The coming administration has some folks in the nonprofit feel a little nervous about federal funding cuts and stuff like that. Do you believe that you're going to see perhaps an uptick? How do you think that that's going to change the face of what you're doing here if there are funding cuts? I guess is my question.
Like on SNAP and WIC?
Like everything, yes.
Yes. So like the biggest one that I hear a lot is SNAP benefits. So with SNAP benefits changing a little bit, here's a couple things we're prepared to be able to offer. If they're working or volunteering X amount of hours, then their SNAP benefits stay, is my understanding. So we're a great place to volunteer. So if you need your volunteer hours to keep your SNAP benefits, we've got opportunities where we can let people do that. At the same time, it gives people purpose. When you sit at home all day and you're just trying to figure out, how do I get out of crisis, that's very overwhelming and stressful. When you've got somewhere to go where people are like, hey, we're glad to see you, we've got a job that is for you to do today, that's empowering to someone. And that even in dire circumstances gives them purpose to keep trudging forward. So we're willing to help with that. I do think what we'll see is anytime there seem to be changes like that, there's an influx of need. And then as people adjust to like the new way of doing things, my guess is that it would even back out. But I don't know. I mean, this will be my first round through a major change.
So what are you eyeing for 2017? Like what's making you nervous and what's making you hopeful, I guess, is a big.
Well, what makes me nervous may be different than what a lot of nonprofits are feeling right now. Everything's new for us. So a lot of nonprofits that get nervous about different changes, we're not nervous about because we don't even know to be nervous yet. We're still just like, all right, it's Monday. What do we do on Mondays? So I think for us, we're nervous. We know that 2017 will be what we call our year to fail. And we don't say fail as in the bad way. We really believe that a lot of times you fail at something to find what you really need. So we want to be very open about that with our guests and our families that are a part of here. When a program fails, it fails when it doesn't help move them forward with dignity in the way they need to be helped. And so it's, hey, this didn't work, so let's try it this way and let's tweak it. But for me, I'm a perfectionist. So the idea of a full year to 3 years of tinkering and failing and figuring things out, that makes me very nervous. What makes me so hopeful though is we've had so many nonprofits that collaboration is like the new word that everyone wants to use, and it's beyond just wanting to use that word. Now people are really interested in collaborating, and it's, hey, you guys do this well and we do this well, and so how do we work together and partner together? And I think that how we'll see that 5% drop in poverty comes, one, by giving families opportunities to move forward, and two, nonprofits coming together and saying, hey, we have a responsibility to move families forward. And we do that when you do what you do well and I do what I do well, and we don't get mad about it. But instead we're working together. And so I've got a list of nonprofit leaders that I can call when we get a situation that may be beyond what we know what to do with right away, but it's, hey, I'm calling this person, or I'm calling this case manager, and I'm asking these questions here, so that we get to provide people the best answer and the best next step. So I think that's what makes me hopeful, is that as a community, we seem to all be kind of getting that frame of thought of that together we do more than what we do on our own, and that's how we really move the needle on poverty.
That's great.